Peace, peace, peace. This is O.G.B.O for Ministry of Information. Have you ever considered the word project? A housing community where you are most likely to find black and brown people called or referred to as the projects. What is a project from an academic standpoint? A project is when you take variables at opposite ends. One is a cause and one is the effect. If you disturb the cause, you disturb the effect. Or the effect is the result of a disturbed cause. So what happens when you take a group of people, you put them in a hardened environment consisting of cinder blocks, bricks, and concrete. You give colors to these units that psychologists say have an effect on temperament, whether your temperament is aggressive or mild. Depends on the exterior of the environment you're in, and things such as the hue of the paint. To have one of these units, you must remove a very important part of the family, the father. Now the father is out of the house. The mother is on welfare relief. A minimum amount of money, depending on the amount of children residing with her. Enough money to pay the rent for the unit. Then you give a SNAP benefit or a food stamp benefit that would enable her to buy some food. Not enough food to really give proper nutrition to the children, but a lot of cheap foods, rich in starch and irons and other things that human beings ought not eat. Now, you have them in these units and you stack them on top of each other. Some projects, such as ones found in areas like New York, Brooklyn, Chicago, and areas like that, can have as many as 20 floors stacked on top of each other. So you have several hundred black, brown people with no fathers at home that should be on the property. In fact, no black or brown male believed to be over 18 is legally on the property. So dad is not there, but mama have needs. So Miss Gladys' son, who's maybe 24 or 25, he was once a tenant, but after his 18th birthday, Miss Gladys had to take him off her lease, or the rent would increase, or she would outright lose her property. So now he's staying where he can stay, and he finds his way to your mama house. He's barely older than you, but mama got needs. So he's in and out of the picture. He didn't finish high school. The school system is so backward where you attend school. That most black males drop out by 6th or 7th grade. And there's a reason for this. I would go deeper into this in another time, God willing. I'm just trying to paint a picture of a project when you take variables. One is a cause and one is an effect. And within a 1 mile radius of all projects is a graveyard. What is the end result? Is the result different from what we see every day when we ride past the housing community known as project, or those of us who live there when we step out on our front porch? Is the reality different somehow than what one would imagine it to be, given the cause? No fathers, no real information or education that releases the mind from its shackles, where possibilities exist and goals come out of those possibilities that a little boy or a little girl with a little push can ascertain. But you corrode the mind with death, drugs, illiteracy, ignorance, poor diet, slave food, and an unhealthy view of self. Is there any wonder why what goes on in the projects have been going on for the last 50, 60 years, unaddressed, and it will continue? This is O.G.B.O. This is Ministry of Information. Until next time, peace.